This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
So Mike Lindell, the MyPillow goof, finally got what he wanted. He finally got all of the evidence that he has and has in his possession, and he got it to the FBI. Just maybe not in the way that he thought he was gonna get it to the FBI. Because yesterday at a Hardee's drive-thru, Mike Lindell was served a search warrant by the FBI, and they took his phone. They seized his phone. He is yet another Trump associate, Trump conspirator, to have his phone taken by the FBI. And I've got some clips of him explaining what took place. I'm going to read a little bit from this Daily Beast article. They got in contact with him and got some of the information. But first, I want to talk about how the internet kind of lost its mind last night, especially related to the right-wing corners, the darkened corners of Twitter. The millennial Millie Weaver, with no sense of irony, with no sense of history and what this poem that she wrote was actually about originally, she wrote this. First they came for Trump, and I wasn't Trump, so I didn't do anything. Then they came for Bannon. I wasn't Bannon, so I didn't do anything. Then they came for Mike Lindell. I wasn't the pillow guy, so I didn't do anything. But then they came for me, and there was no one left to defend me. The tone deafness of this, just the wanton stupidity, the unbelievable lack of mental acuity surrounding what this poem and what its origins are is just stunning. Stunning. You're telling on yourself, Millie Weaver. Dum-dum. First they came for Trump, but I didn't incite an insurrection like he did, so I said good. I hope they prosecute him. Then they came for Bannon, who also was involved in the insurrection, in the attempted overthrow of the United States government. So I said, good on you, DOJ. And then they came for the MyPillow guy. Where am I going to get my pillows, y'all? Come on. So anyway, let me read a couple paragraphs from this Daily Beast article, and then I'm going to play the video of Mike Lindell. I have two different videos. I'm going to play the shorter one because he went on. He's now making the rounds because he is, if anything that Mike Lindell is interested in, it is publicity. It is having his face on camera. I know that seems a little weird since that's my job is to have my stupid face on camera, but he runs to every camera and every microphone he can get in front of, even when it is not to his benefit, even when it is going to paint him as the sinister villain that he is. Reading from this Daily Beast article, Mike Lindell, Fed seized my cell phone at Hardee's. Lindell posted on social media a grand jury subpoena from a federal prosecutor in Colorado and what appears to be a search warrant related to a federal investigation into breached voting machines in Mesa County, Colorado. The warrant requests, quote, all records and information on the Lindell cell phone that constitutes fruits, evidence, or instrumentalities of violations relating to identifying theft, intentional damage to a protected computer, a conspiracy to commit the previous two crimes. The warrant cites violations, quote, involving Tina Peters, Conan James Hayes, Belinda Kneasley, Sandra Brown, Sharona Bishop, Michael Lindell, and or Douglas Frank, among other co-conspirators, known and unknown to the United States government. The Denver field office told the Daily Beast that it does not comment on individual cases, but without commenting on the specific matter, I can confirm that the FBI was at that location executing a search warrant authorized by a federal judge. Now, this is not good for Mike Lindell, because in his possession, I mean, he has claimed to have all this evidence of some vast conspiracy where Donald Trump, in a juggernaut-like election, ran away with the election in a landslide, yet it was stolen from him. That's what he contends. And he has time after time after time after time after time made these predictions about coming forward with all of this evidence, so much evidence that the Supreme Court will have no choice but to reinstate his God King, don't you know there, yeah. Oh, I'm Mike Lindell and the God King's gonna be back, yeah. Don't you know? Yeah, you betcha, it's gonna be great. Conspiracy theorist, liar, who actually is involved in an attempt, apparently, to interfere with the election, with impropriety, gain access to voter data and voter systems in Colorado. That's a problem. It's a big problem. The case appears to stem from a 2021 breach of voting machines in Mesa County, allegedly by the county's clerk, Tina Peters, and her associates. Tina Peters, you'll remember, is a QAnon idiot who absconded and then got arrested. And there's some shady shit going on related to Tina Peters and her association to the MyPillow goof. Peters is facing state felony charges in the alleged breach alongside her former clerk's office colleagues, Belinda this Belinda K lady, that name is giving me a hard time, and Sandra Brown. Hayes, a professional surfer turned conspiracy theorist, is accused of impersonating a local tech worker to help breach the machines under Peters' direction. In November, the home of Sharona Bishop, an acquaintance of Lindell and Peters, and a former campaign manager for Representative Lauren Boebert, was believed to be the subject of a search warrant related to the Mesa County breach. Now, the investigation appears to include Lindell. Indeed, it does. Now, the question is, what exactly are they looking for? Also, it must be stated again and again and again that a federal judge signed off on this search warrant. There is evidence enough to convince a judge that there were crimes committed and they need his phone. Now, he's crying and whining about not having a computer. He's apparently a multimillionaire at the head of his pillow empire, and he doesn't have a computer. Everything's run from my phone. My hearing aids run from my phone, he has said in some videos. The search warrant requests data from Lindell's phone, including any information it contains about damage to Dominion voting machines, information about Hayes' alleged impersonation of a tech worker, and the phone's internet activity, geographical location, and information on whether it could be controlled remotely via viruses, Trojan horses, and other forms of malicious software. They took my phone, Lindell told the Daily Beast on Tuesday evening via phone. The FBI did, don't you know there, yeah. Oh, I'm just a simple man from the Minnesota. Lindell claimed the FBI was looking for information on fellow election fraud conspiracy theorist Dennis Montgomery. Quote, they're looking for terabytes from Dennis Montgomery, don't you know there. Lindell further told the Daily Beast, I hope they lift the gag order, yeah, that would be great. I'm probably just amusing myself, but that's quite all right. So let's play this video here of Mike Lindell explaining briefly, maybe not even 40 seconds, briefly explaining what went down.
Today, the FBI, you're going to hear this, and you're probably already hearing it in the news. The FBI came after me and took my phone. They surrounded me at a Hardee's and took my phone that I run all my business, everything with. They could have just, what they've done is weaponize the FBI. It's disgusting. I don't have a computer. Everything I do have that phone, everything was on there, and they told me not to tell anybody. Here's an order, don't tell anybody. Okay, I won't. Well, I am. So, there you go.
They're weaponizing the DOJ and the FBI, don't you know? We people from the Minnesota, we can't even be left alone to eat our burgers at the Hardee's. Oh, what a colossal goof. What is happening? I mean, look, this doesn't portend well for Mike Lindell. It does not bode well for his associates because the DOJ now has his number. He is on their radar. They are presenting evidence to a federal judge, which then gets converted to a search warrant, and hopefully indictments will follow, because he is a part, in my estimation, after following all of these stories for as long as I have, he is part and parcel. He is a conspiracist. He is a part of a criminal conspiracy to overthrow the United States government, to try to reinsert Donald Trump by extra constitutional means to the presidency. It's anti-democratic. It is fascist in nature. And they are just comforted by being bootlickers. It is their, water rolls downhill. It's the path of least resistance. The path of least resistance for these people is to be ruled by an autocrat. They just can't get enough of it. Anyway, what do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can also email me, daily@dollemore.com, don't you know? Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore just about everywhere. And if you appreciate what I do, please consider supporting my work. You can click the join button below right here. Become a channel member for $1.99 a month, just pennies a day. Or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.